Jackie Lee Price for Shadowboxruk UK here in Leeds at the Queen's Hotel with Jessica Camara. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Thank you for doing this with me.
First time in Leeds in the UK. So far, have you managed to see anything? Are you enjoying it? How's it been?
Yes, it's my first time here in the UK. I actually had a little bit of disruption in my flight, so I arrived here late, so I didn't arrive here until last night, so I wasn't able to actually get at the hotel yet and see much, but I'm hoping to do that and be able to enjoy the fights later today.
Just in the time that you've been here, though, are you really starting to feel the buzz? Because, you know, we've got a big boxing scene here. I don't know what it's like in Canada, but we've got a massive boxing scene here. Are you starting to get that little buzz?
Yeah, I can definitely feel the buzz in the fans here of boxing in the UK. Just here in the hotel, you see a lot of the boxers walking around and just getting the press out for this tournament. It's huge.
You're from Canada, Portuguese descent, I understand. What is the boxing scene like in Canada before we start to talk about, you know, what you're actually here for?
I feel like the boxing scene in Canada it's lacking. You know, there's not a lot of shows, and especially for women's boxing, I feel like they don't show us a lot of love. I myself, I'm residing in Montreal, and especially the promoters there, it's like they don't really give me the opportunities because I'm not originally from Quebec, so I don't speak the French language, so I don't get the same opportunities as the other female boxers that are from there. So I feel like there is some changes that need to be made.
That was really politically correct. Is that just a female fighter thing, or is that just generally across the board?
I think that's generally, but I feel that especially for women, you know, we definitely feel the lack even more.
So we welcome you here. You're here for the super lightweight tournament, the road to Undisputed. So first of all, welcome and congratulations. What a momentous occasion. Finally, you're on the big stage. How does that feel?
This feels amazing. This is honestly, it's a dream come true. When I first started boxing, I could only dream of, you know, having these big opportunities. And after all the years and all the hard work I put into it, I definitely say I've earned this spot, and I'm just completely honored to be here.
But you've got a tough set of talent in that category. So you've got Kali Reis, who's the WBA and IBO champion. You've got Chantel Cameron, who is the WBC, and she was a former IBO champion. And then obviously you've got Mary McGee, who's an IBF champion. You know, I'm guessing it's slightly difficult for you because there are 3 girls all under the same management, all on this card.
Yes, there's actually 2 of my stablemates, Mary McGee and Kali Reis, which Kali Reis is actually going to be my my opponent for my next fight. We are friends, but it's all love and respect outside of the ring. But I mean, this is our business, so when it comes to fight night and that bell rings, we gotta get to business and get the show done.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of when you had the little face off. I saw a few smiles. You were trying to swallow back. Was it kind of strange?
No, I wouldn't say it's strange. I just kind of go with it. Like, it's just natural. Like, me and Kelly, we're good. Like, we have no beef. There's good energy between us, and it's the sport we're in. So, I mean, we're used to this. When we get in the ring, we're just there to fight. So we're gonna put on a show for the fans, and that's just what we're gonna do. But once that show is done, it's gonna be nothing but love and respect.
So you are in a relationship with one of your former opponents, aren't you? How is that in terms of, you know, it must be tough sometimes when one person gets an opportunity over another. You know, how do you navigate that?
I wouldn't say it's tough. I mean, my last fight with Heather Hardy, my wife was actually fighting the following day. So we were both in training camp, and that was really intense, just the energy in the household. We supported each other through the camp, but I mean, just the whole ups and downs in training camp, we had to go through all that together, so that was tough. But we supported each other through that all. And she's proud of me, and she supports me through this journey, and she's so excited for this opportunity that I have, and I know that she's going to support me all the way.
So talking about two people in the same household preparing for a fight, when you're trying to make weight, that must be an absolute nightmare.
Actually, we've been pretty blessed, and we haven't had to cut too much weight. We generally have, like, a healthy lifestyle. We eat very healthy at home, but I mean, she's only had to cut like no more than 5 pounds for her weight, and I generally walk around at my fight weight. So I've been pretty blessed, and throughout my whole professional career, I haven't had to cut too much weight. So I've been pretty lucky with that.
I was thinking, like, when I saw you earlier on, I think you're actually pretty on weight, aren't you? I mean, like you say, are you one of these boxers that's in camp? You don't have a camp, but you're in the gym all the time.
Yes, definitely. I'm in the gym all the time. This is my lifestyle. Once camp starts, it's completely different. I have a set schedule that's geared towards that fight, and my mentality is completely different. And generally, I do, like, right now, I'm walking around at fight weight, so I have nothing to worry about in that term.
Going back to Kali now, so you two are friends. You must have a slight advantage. You must have at times discussed different things within the game, what's good, what's not good. Do you think you have a slight advantage knowing your opponent?
I wouldn't say it's an advantage. It's funny because I was just sitting down with her, having brunch with her, and we were just talking about the game and what works best for fights and all that, preparing for fights. But it all comes down to fight night, and I know there's going to be adjustments that need to be made throughout the fight, and I'm able to make those adjustments, and I feel like that's the most important part, and I feel like that's what's going to have to be done come fight night.
And then we talk about McGee and Cameron. Again, they're tough fights. Cameron can bang. McGee is relentless. But have you had a chance to, really look at them in depth and think about, I see some chinks in the armor there?
I haven't really looked in depth into them because, they're not the next opponent that's next for me. First, I got to get through Kali. But they're both really great champions. Jessica Camara has a huge amateur background. She's a skilled boxer. Mary McGee has a lot of experience in the pros, and she's been through a lot of ups and downs. So that's going to be a great fight. I'm really looking forward to that fight.
Yeah, that's going to be a brilliant fight. So your last fight was against Heather Hardy, experienced fighter. I think she's had 23 fights at that point. Unanimous decision win for you. Was it difficult going into that fight with the pressure of it being Heather Hardy? And, I guess it's a step up for you in that respect.
It was definitely a challenge, but I stayed focused. And I feel like those challenges, they really bring out the best in me. Like my best performances have been against the more experienced boxers. So I feel that definitely gave me a time to show the world, what I'm capable of doing. And that was just the first step, and that opened doors to what's coming next with this big tournament coming up.
Yeah, I was going to say, in terms of the whole media attention and that, has that been a blessing in disguise that your last fights and now you're not going to be so much of a rabbit in the headlights in this tournament?
Yes, after my last fight with Heather Hardy, I was an unknown. Not a lot of people knew of my name, so that really opened doors. And now the world knows, who Jessica the Cobra Camara is, and I'm getting a lot of media coverage, and I feel like that's going to continue to progress throughout the next couple of months, going through this tournament.
So I read somewhere that you said fighting was in your DNA, and that it comes from a place where you hope never to go again. Can you elaborate slightly on that?
Well, growing up, it wasn't easy for me. I lost somebody. I lost my godmother, who was more of like a mother figure to me when I was 17 years old. She passed away with cancer, and going through all that and all the struggles I had throughout my childhood, it was hard for me, and I had to battle through that. And I really felt like I was battling through that alone, and I carry that fight with me all the time. And when I step into the gym, when I step into the ring, I mean, that's basically, that's who I am. I'm that warrior, and I feel like I've always had that warrior spirit with me from a young age.
Can I ask you about, your relationship with your mum? Is that part of the difficulty, and has that relationship mended at all?
Yes. Well, growing up, I mean, I have to understand, what the position my mom was in. I mean, she was coming from Portugal, and I mean, it was really hard for her. She was raising 3 kids, and I mean, she faced a lot of stress, and she took a lot of that stress out on me particularly. And I don't think it was anything personal. It was just something that she had to deal with. And I realize that now. Growing up, I always hoped to have a really good relationship with my mom, and now it's changed. She has opened her eyes and opened up to me, and we have a really good relationship now. But growing up, that was really difficult for me. I was really thankful to have my godmother with me, and I feel that everything that happened in the past kind of molded me to who I am now, and I'm just completely blessed for that. And I actually thank my mom for making me tough in those when I was a young age. And like I said, she's really proud of me now, and we definitely have a really good relationship now.
That's lovely to hear. Just as a woman of colour, I'm imagining you're kind of saying about your mum has had it tough, and as an adult, have you kind of seeing the life through your eyes? Are you now kind of like, okay, I see what she's been through? Have you faced some of the things that she's been through as well?
I don't think I've faced anything that she's been through. We live a completely different lifestyle, but I'm able to see, as I grow up and, experience life, I'm able to see the struggles in life. And, I mean, she's dealt with things differently than I have. So I can see the struggles that she's been through. My dad was battling cancer, and she was raising 3 kids basically on her own and dealing with that. And just the stresses of life and, just being able to pay bills and all of that. So she's lived a completely different lifestyle, and being able to grow up and really recognize all of that, I feel like makes me understand, why it was the way it was when I was younger. And she also recognizes the struggles that I faced, and we're able to, understand each other and have a better relationship in that sense.
I'm glad that your relationship is healing, because we don't know, do we, what people are going through. But ultimately, is that what led you to boxing in the first place?
I feel like, yes. I feel that when I was young, I've always wanted my parents to accept me. My mom never allowed me to play sports. She always thought, like, women shouldn't be playing sports. As an old school European family, she always thought, I shouldn't be playing sports. I always wanted to play soccer. She didn't let me play soccer. And when I was old enough to make that decision, I decided to transition over. But when I was living with her under the same roof, I mean, she didn't accept basically anything I did. Being opening up and being with women, she'd never accepted that. And all that was really hard for me. But I feel like going through those struggles, and I really had to fight for, who it is that I am. And that definitely makes me, who I am today as a fighter.
I guess that we come from a similar background with regard to having to respect our parents, and there's a fine line, isn't there, between respecting our parents and living our life and living our true, our true essence.
Yes. Well, I always wanted to, make my parents proud and have them accept me for who I am. But I realized that, in order for me to make my mom happy all the time, I had to, live up to her standards and live this painted picture life that she had painted for me. And that wasn't possible. And when I was trying to please her, I wasn't happy with myself. So I had to come to terms with the fact that I had to live my life, and she had to accept me for who I was. And we finally got to that point where she's happy with how I'm living my life. She's proud of me because I know I'm achieving big things. I'm married to my beautiful wife, and she's happy about that because she sees that, you know, I'm treated well and that I'm happy with my life.
You're Portuguese. You're part of the LGBTQ community. Does that add pressure on your shoulders to succeed in this competition?
I wouldn't say that it's pressure. I definitely feel that, you know, me achieving everything I have and everything I will continue to achieve will impact the people that, you know, that are facing those challenges. And I'm definitely grateful to be in this spotlight and to be able to fight for those people and to put some light into those people's lives.
Describe to me what it was like to walk, you know, into a boxing gym the first time, you know, the smells, the sound. Describe to me that moment.
Well, when I first walked into the boxing gym, I was dealing with a lot of things in my life. You know, the loss of my godmother. I felt a lot of hurt and pain. And I was looking for something that would just help me in that situation. I was looking for something that would just take away all that pain. And when I walked into that gym, it just felt like, wow, it felt like home. And when I hit those bags, and it was just a way for me to express myself and get all that pain and emotion out. It felt like an art to me. You know, it was just a way for me to express myself. And later on, going through my journey, I felt like it was a way for me to show my journey through that sport. And it just feels like this is my calling. This is my purpose in life.
Yeah, I think it kind of has that. And when it gets hold of us as well, it's like you can't get out of it. And yeah, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And I saw on social media a picture of you with a gun. Have you been in a movie, Extradition Day or Extraction Day, I think it's called? Talk to me about that.
Yes, actually, back in my hometown. Well, when I was born and raised in Cambridge, Ontario, but I trained at a Kitchener, Ontario, and there was actually a production company there that spoke to me about being a part of this project that they were doing, Extraction Day, and they were looking for a female role, kind of to play like Michelle Rodriguez, and they approached me about that, and I took part in that movie.
Is that your first experience of acting then?
Yes, that was my first experience, and I was amazed to see how much work goes into it. It's a lot of work. I was actually, just one scene took like one day. It was a lot of work, and it was a great experience for me.
So I'm guessing, like I say, I think I said it off camera that, not only are you part of this road to Undisputed, the doors are opening in many, many different avenues, aren't they?
Yes, I feel like with every opportunity I have, it just keeps opening up more doors for me. Even with my last fight with Heather Hardy, I was able to, more doors opened up for me, and now I have this big opportunity, and I feel like, after this, more doors are going to continue to open.
November is the fight, is it? What date is it?
The date hasn't been announced yet. They're saying November, but the date will be announced shortly.
Say. So fighting in November against Kali Reis, I think in the USA. Listen, I think it's going to be a cracker of a fight. I'm really pleased that you're getting this opportunity. It's been really nice to talk to you, and all the best.
Thank you so much for allowing me to express my journey and my opportunities I have coming.